Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's episode we're going to be working on another wooden model. This is going to be the woodenmodeltractor. Doesn't seem like it's going to be too long of a build, but maybe kind of fun. Just do something kind of, I won't say simple, but with less pieces. Or so I thought, but I think it's got a lot of bigger pieces that may not make it too long or anything. But as always, have all the sheets of wooden pieces. This one came with 8 sheets of wooden pieces, as you see here. So like I said, a lot of the pieces are kind of big, for the wheels and everything. So this actually may not take too long. Of course, got my tools, the cutters, the sandpaper, the beeswax, everything. Of course, you got the instruction book. And then, as always, you got toothpicks, the rubber bands, the paraffin or the glue stick that I probably won't use what I got before. This is like the spare pieces that they always give you just in case. And then little sheet underneath there is a little cheat sheet for when they want you to do specific things on a certain step for cutting it, putting the glue on, leaving spaces and stuff like that. So, but no, so this is it. This is pretty much it. We'll get started. With that, as always, if you like what I'm doing, please like, share, subscribe, leave comments, and I'll get back to you. So with that, let's get started. All right, everyone. Get ready started on our woodenmodeltractor. So I already got the pieces laid out, but we'll go ahead and get started on this. First few pieces aren't not too many here, not too many pieces going or anything. So it looks like looking for 16, which is right here. So most of the time you got to be careful how when you're popping these out. Sometimes the wood gets caught on the piece and leaves little slivers and on the front or the back or whatever. So just gotta be careful how you're popping them out. And looks like this big old number 4. Is it number 4? Yeah, I think it's number 4. And sometimes if you twist the wood, sometimes it'll loosen the catches that are holding the piece. If you bend it in the right direction, it'll just kind of come off, or if you kind of go front and back, it'll snap off the little edgings that are on it. So usually I just fold my sandpaper over in half. I don't keep the sheet like this. I don't just leave it like that, just because sometimes I may get into a smaller area that I need to make the sandpaper smaller and everything. So I just go ahead and just fold it in half as it is. So as you see, these little residual marks of how they were being held, onto the pieces and everything. So I always want to just, as with new sandpaper, you don't want to do it too rough, press down too hard on the first couple times using it. Just lightly go over. And you can kind of feel the bump in there, and if you need to press harder, you can. And when you use this, it's gonna take off some of the wood grain that's on it. You just use your finger going over it. You can feel what's still there. So you just keep going until you get it smooth. And most of the time, people aren't going to see the lighter color wood compared to the rest of it. And plus, it's probably going to be covered up by other pieces anyway, just as long as you don't go too crazy with it. But there you go. I just move my finger over it, and if I don't feel it, then I'll move on to the next. Okay, this is my beeswax. It's been beat up and everything, but that's why I kind of like using this one instead of the one that it comes with, because it's really not enough to do what you really need, you know, to put on it and everything. And I usually coat it really well, as much as I can. And there'll be some flakes that come off and everything, but you pretty much just want to just get as much wax on there as you can. I mean, not too thick, but you just want to put a layer over the surface to whatever it's going to be sliding against or whatever. Then, you know, this will definitely help it move a little bit better. So sometimes it's hard to remember where you started, so you may end up going over it a couple times, depending. But if there's too much residual, you can always just kind of get it off a little bit. But you gotta make sure you're holding it the right way. Gonna line up the holes with the holes on this with the holes on the bigger piece. And then it's easier to just stick the toothpick in as it is. And then grab it and just push it down. There we go. And you want to make sure you're all the way through enough to where the main body of the toothpick is all the way through and not, you know, stuck on the edge right here or anything like that. But because trust me, they give you enough toothpicks. You don't have to worry about it. So before I cut it off, I'm going to make sure I get these other ones. And you always want to do opposite ends of what you do. Instead of going to this one or this one, I'm going to go ahead and just do this one over here. Okay, so now I'm going to come back through and just sand these down to where they're smooth or at least level with this piece here. Because in case you put something over top of it, you don't want it catching on anything or contacting anything to keep it from moving if there's a moving part or anything. And if you can't cut off anymore with the pliers, you just use the X-Acto knife and just kind of go right, go along the edge. To cut off a majority of the excess and then sand the rest. Because toothpicks are pretty thin. This one and this one. Let's go right here. You always want to make sure that you're putting them in the right spot, because if you try to take these out, you have to be extremely careful, because it may actually pull the wood out of the hole that it's in. Okay, so we got the pieces out for the next step. So now we're gonna do this is gonna go in here. And this is gonna go in here. And this is gonna go It's like something you got me moving back and forth here. Turn it around, and then this one. Okay, so if you use these type of pliers, you can kind of get some good distances with them or whatever, and it helps get into some tight places and some wide spots to be able to push pieces in. Just like so. So yeah, it looks like neutral drive, so we're definitely gonna be using that for something. Okay. So let's go ahead and cut off the back, but I don't know. I guess we'll just try and see. Okay, I'm not going to sand it down yet because these may get pushed or pulled. Because okay, so it wants us to route the rubber band, which in the picture makes it look like this rubber band is super huge, but it isn't. So this rubber band is going to be routed through these two small holes right here, and then on to this piece right here. It says to route the rubber band first and then to attach it, but there's no way. It's the tension wouldn't be able to do it, so I am going to go ahead and just put one end on for now. And if you pull on the rubber band, it'll slide right into the holes really good. Okay. Now the hard part. Okay, so these will go in here. Yeah, okay, so now rubber band. And you got some small pliers. Pull that through, and then put this in here. Sure this rubber band is in all the way before you let it go. Okay. Whew. Probably was an easier way to do that, but I'm trying to do it without killing my fingers, and which one side went through, the other side did not. It pushes through, and I'm just going to cut this right here. So I'm trying to push it back through, it's not gonna hurt nothing. It's my finger maybe. Got this. Alright. So now this is gonna be the fun part. This is gonna be the fun part. So now, since you got all the got the toothpicks sanded, cut off, sanded down. Yep, okay. So now you're gonna get this routed over here. And grab this and route it over here. then what it does is it tightens on this right here. It says to move this up and down 10 times, but it's not moving. That way's fine. Just this right there. There we go. Just rubbing off the little excess. Probably put some wax on there too to maybe help it. Definitely won't hurt it. There we go. So it's just usually it's got the sharp edges that with the friction go back and forth. It says 10 times, but I'd probably do it more than that. Just until this goes back and forth flawlessly without you pushing up this other piece right here. That piece broke off right there. Sometimes you get the little edges. Just catch on something or whatever, but you're not gonna see whatever breaks off or anything. Don't notice it too much, as long as it ain't too severe. I had a feeling these might be the like the brake pedals. So yeah, I think those are pedals. So yeah, this one you want to make sure the arrow's pointing the right direction. And it looks like it does. Yep, that goes right here. Sometimes these pieces go in pretty simple. They're pretty easy. And sometimes that's kind of a pain to put together. Alright, there we go. Push down until it won't push down anymore, and then push in the sides. Again, it wears on your fingers a little bit, but you just gotta hope that it goes in pretty easy. Okay, put all three pieces into this. And with that, it just stays there, and then it's like glued or whatever. So I guess you use the pliers on the actual round piece, because that may actually damage it. Because since it's as thin as it is, there's a potential, which I think I have done it before, is if you try to squeeze on it, it'll break. So if you can, just try to hold the piece and try to hold the toothpick to push it in where you need it. Here. And then I'll cut this off. Go from here. Control panel, and then this goes right underneath it. Do the one side first before you bring in the other side. Should just slide right on, hopefully. Steering wheel goes right here. Okay. So we got the pedal, steering wheel, little control panel. So be the main part of the tractor. Again, with these smaller pieces, they won't go down all the way. Then got that adjustable wrench that it's just I found is good to push crimp pieces together pretty much in different sizes, so I'm not killing my thumbs. So and as long as you don't push too hard, then you're really not hurting the pieces or anything. So you kind of know how much pressure you're putting on it and what's going to happen, if it feels like it's getting ready to break or get crushed or whatever. So those actually went in pretty good. There we go. Okay. So now, yep, okay. So now we're gonna put that in. Okay. So now we're gonna be putting a toothpick in. And you just gotta watch it as you're moving it down, just making sure it's lining up with the holes and everything. And you just have it go all the way through until you get a good amount on either side. Just so it's, where you can cut it off. Just make sure it's flush. All right. So there you go. So you got the door that opens and closes. Okay, so kind of screwed up. So, which I always kind of tell you if I do. So on the one step where it had you build the doors, it said twice, but there is a symbol there that I thought said just build it twice, but it's pretty much saying build it the opposite way of the way you did the last one, because the doors are going to be opposite. Try to do things so you guys don't mess up like I do. Alright, let me just do this. Could do all three, but I think this toothpick is going to be the death of me. It's going to be a little tighter than normal, so I'm going to do just one at a time. Actually, that seemed to go on pretty easy, so. Oops. Make sure I get this right. That seemed to go on pretty easy, and then thing is though, you can't really cut these off yet. What I want you to do is cut these off on the back. So I'd already waxed these two rings already all the way around. Oh, that just fit right in. Okay. And this goes right. I also put some wax on the inside of the hole here too, just to help it. Just turn it, just make sure it's good. wants us to put a rubber band around here. And then put it right there, and then put this down. Which, this is gonna be fun. Okay. So I'll leave the rubber band right there for now. There we go. Yep, okay. Raise this up just a little bit, just so I can get that rubber band around it. There we go. There we go. Let's smooth them on. Yep. Okay. So I'm gonna try to get this this piece slid down all the way. So I'm trying to. What I'm trying to do is get something to block the toothpick on the bottom so it's not pushing down through the floor that's already there, and it'll actually be kind of smooth like that, huh? Alright, so let me get this on here. Okay. Man. Oh, was it hitting something? Oh, that's it. Doesn't go all the way down, you just push it down enough to get it to lock in. Fun part of lining these up. So again, try to get something to cover all the toothpicks. You just gotta work a little at a time until it gets all the way. Alright, so that's part of the roof. I'm sure this is going to be, you know, something you're going to use to crank up the rubber bands and everything like that. So, alright, looks like we're going to be putting these two pieces together. So, just got to line it up onto these little spots here. It'll go in a little bit. But now the fun part is pushing it down the rest of the way. Hopefully, without any issues. I'm always nervous when I'm pushing this down. I feel like it's gonna break or something. All right. And you definitely want to make sure it's facing the right way before you push it down. So, alright, so our next steps were to make the seats. So, I already done this one, just to get out of the way because we're making two. So, that's what I normally do. Just build one first, and then I'll go through showing you how I did it. So, this one can be a little tricky because you're pretty much got tops and bottoms of the seat that are separate that eventually kind of come together. So, so I found the best thing to do is just do one at a time. Just a little to get them through. Okay, so that's the top piece of the chair, and this is the bottom piece. Okay, so pretty much the seat is eventually going to go onto here like that, but for now, okay, I need one of these. And as you can see, I'm only doing it's only going through the first 2 toothpicks because the bottom part of the next one will connect it. Just gotta push it down, and that's where you hope that the toothpicks won't be too rough with it or whatever. Then you can go ahead, once you get the first one on, then go ahead and put this once you get the second one on, then go ahead and put this first one on, and it should line up with the back part, and you might be able to angle it back a little bit to get it to fit. So there we go. And then you just continue on the rows until you get them all together. To the end here. There we go. Here. There we go. Let's get in there to get it started, and it should go right on through. There we go. Alright. So there's your seat. So now you gotta go through and cut off the ends. So there we go. There's your other seat. I'd say the one with the little arrow on it, make sure that's facing on the outside. That's what it looks like in the picture. So just going through from the back. If you need to open the doors to get some leverage. And there we go. Just looking, make sure it's even, pushing it down, and there we go. Got the seats in. So I went ahead and waxed these little wheels, and I also waxed inside the rim here. Just because that's what it said to do. So got that. So now putting this in here. Make sure it's level. And this is going to be a pain in the butt. So, looks like every... There we go. There we go. Okay. So, just make sure the wheels are turning good. Alright, so it looks like our next step, this is going to be the fun one. Put all these rubber bands on this gear and then pull it through the chassis here to all the way to the top. And I have a feeling this is going to be the tension to get the movement going and everything, but to get there we gotta put all these rubber bands on. So what they want you to do is put 5 rubber bands on each one of these sections. So just have to kind of work them in. Tight, get them around. So not really any good way to do this, so it's just doing one at a time until you get them all done, because it's just all the tight spaces and everything, but once they're in there, they shouldn't really be going anywhere. But I'll probably just show doing this one, and then I'll skip to the end, because the rest of them will be exactly the same. This isn't going to be the hard part. The hard part's going to be pulling it through, making sure the rubber bands actually stay on and everything. So just kind of pulling down on it just to make sure it's good. And the last one, it's going to get a little tight, but it should get on there. All right. And then I would just grab all the rubber bands, finger, and just pull down on it. Just to make sure they're good and tight. And then just do that for each one until you get all 4 sections. Okay, so I got all the rubber bands on. You can see right here. It looks like a mess for right now. So you're going to use this tool right here to latch onto all the rubber bands, and then you're going to take it through here and latch it, pull it all the way through, and then use this to kind of the rubber bands to go on top of it so they won't go through and stuff. Oh, so yeah, this is going to be fun. So, and then you're also going to go through here with the wheels on it and everything. This is going to help roll, you know, when you turn or whatever. So you'll have to go through here. Actually, just need to put that down first. Okay, so I would grab your stack of 5, latch it on, and grab your next stack of 5. Just make sure they're kind of facing the same direction. Let's see here where I'm at. Okay. Put those on. And then your next stack. Okay. Putting those on, and then the last. Okay. Put those on. All right, so we got all the rubber bands on, as far as I can tell. As far as I can tell. All right, so you want to hold these on so they don't come off. Then have this go down, because it's going to go on top of that. And as you're holding on to this, you want to push this from the bottom. Hold them tight. Don't want to lose anything. Just seeing. There we go. Just making sure this goes over the hole really well. And then you want to pull these tight. Oh, this is going to be hard. All the way up. Okay, go ahead and now pull it through and line it up right on top of the hole there. Okay, oh, there we go. That's it.
Yep.
All right, whew. So now, thank you. Okay, so you definitely need 3 hands for this. Okay, so now once you have it on here, then all you want to do is just roll it and just let the rubber bands fall right off. Just kind of turn them a little bit, let them just come right off, and there you go. And you can kind of push them in the middle if you need to. There we go. So you got this on the bottom, tension, you got it where it's moving around. Really nice, everything. And you got that cinched up where it's not going anywhere, but definitely a lot of tension right there. So as long as it ain't too coiled, too much in anything, then I think it's okay. But yeah, so you definitely need 3 hands for that. So to get that in. So it's just all the rubber bands that you're trying to pull through and a lot of tension. So here. Here with that, and then this goes like so. Or you could just put it on a flat surface and just push down. That kind of helps too. And then just push it in. Lock that piece in. Okay. Yep, these go into here. There we go. Okay. And then with this one, it's telling you to make sure that this hole is on the right side when you put it on. So once we put it on, then I'm gonna use a toothpick. Make sure it's in there. I'm just using one of the smaller residual ones that I had left over and connect them with a toothpick. This is another one where it doesn't want a lot. You really don't need a full-size toothpick, so if you kept any of your residual pieces, whatever, it's the perfect time to use it. And just make sure you get enough in to okay, so with this, you need to put a couple of these on. Make sure I put them on the right way. That on. And then looks like this toothpick goes into there, and then these get connected. Just open the doors here to. This is not. Ah, there we go. One to go. Okay. I have a feeling this might be a little stopper or something. It's gonna be interesting. Okay, so now I'm gonna put it in here, and then put this. Over top of it. I'm just gonna throw it on a flat surface so that toothpicks won't push out on the other side. Okay, just do that. Make sure it's good to go. All right. So now These are going right here. This down right here. Sure. That's a toothpick. There and there. I want you to, I want you to double it. Make it tight. There we go. So yeah, so double the rubber band so it's got the resistance. You want to make sure that the little round oval is facing the correct location or the right way. And then make sure the lines are lined up right. All right, now there we go. There we go. Okay. And all of these go like a so. So you just want to make sure this is lined up, the bottom part is lined up because this slides right over it. Pushing that down all the way. And then for the piston, I want to put this on top. Turn this around. One in all the way here. There we go. Okay, and then with both of them on, and you can just use those to push them together. So, but there you go. So there's the pistons that'll be going up and down and everything. Here we're gonna install all the pistons. Get it down here. It looks like it's gonna go. There we go. Just gotta line it up right here, and then. That one on, and then there we go. Make sure that's on good and tight, and then just, and it's not really too secure because this isn't really in where it's supposed to be. But you still want to turn it just to make sure everything turns kind of smooth and everything. So that all the way down, and we're getting this on, just making sure that it's in there really good. Get that on. And just turning it, making sure it's good. Until this gets hitched up, then it'll be catching just a little bit, but this to here. And just want to line this up where it's straight. What this is, it's just to push it in there to line it up. There we go. Okay, there we go. Just making sure it's good to. We're gonna get this. All right, let's just see how this goes. Make sure that's lined up. And make sure this is in. Okay, and just making sure. There we go. So it's locked in now to the gear at the top, so it ain't gonna be moving anytime soon, but that's there. Okay, and then this one, you put some toothpicks in here, and it's just to hold the gear in. So all right. And then, okay. There we go. All right. Okay. So I need pretty much all the toothpicks in. Oh, that's super loose. That one's loose, and that one's loose. Okay, so I'm gonna... Oh, I can't because it's got that on it. Alright, so we're gonna try to see if we can get this to work. So... There's that one. You got the left. Through the first one here. Oh, it goes in all the way here. Okay. Before you put the other one on, make sure this is in, or you'll never get it in. Or it'll be more difficult. There we go. Okay. On the bottom here. So eventually get over there once I get the rest of it on. Put that through, and then there we go. So we're going to be putting these on here. And then putting this here. And then that one there. Alright. Then we're going to be putting some toothpicks on the bottom here, but we're not going to cut them flush. We're just going to leave a little edge on the outside, about like that much, just to make sure it doesn't slide out or anything like that. Okay. So you don't want to cut it flush, you just want to just cut it. Alright, we're continuing on our next step. With this one I already went ahead and there's 5 pieces that I put together and put 2 toothpicks through. I just went ahead and did that, and just come off flush on either side. And then I wanted you to wax these 2 end pieces, but I wasn't for sure exactly where it wanted us to wax, so I just wax the ends, wax the bottoms, and wax the inside cover here. So we'll see what that entails. We'll start by putting these in. Just putting those in, making sure it's all level. Okay. Then I'm gonna put this on either side of it and put a toothpick through. Okay, so you got these little holes right here on either side, and you got a hole right here on either side, so I'll be using a toothpick. Okay. So you have to get the holes to line up. At least get it started where it gets through there. And then just gotta work your way through. Definitely not much to push after that. And then, so there's that. Hopefully it doesn't kind of turns on the bottom. I don't know. Let's see what that does. Just making sure it's smooth. I think it matters. This and this. And with this, you got to make sure the little arrows on the outside and this last piece has got the little curls, the little circles on it and everything. So, all right. So now. This, put this on right here. Okay, and that's it for now. Okay, so on the next step, I'd already put these together. It was just the 3 pieces together with a toothpick. Just lined them up with the toothpick through and everything. Just waxed the little grooves right here. So next, we're going to be putting these up in here. Okay, so you're just going through, and then you're just going to cut it flush with this first piece right here, so it doesn't go anywhere. Wax. These are, looks like they're gonna be sliding a little bit. Okay. So now that's done. Okay, so these are gonna go Okay, first you're gonna, the little edge piece right here is gonna go over and under this back part, and then the two little pieces are gonna pop into here. There we go. And you're going to be sticking toothpicks in. Ah, and the little groove right here is moving this back and forth. Interesting. Okay, so I got that one in. Goes in here. Push this one in, like so. There we go. So looks like this is gonna be turning for something. I don't know yet. Okay, it looks like there was another part to this. So now we are gonna be putting this together. Turning this upside down, putting this like this. It looks like where these right here are, and this right here is, they're gonna go into here and right here. So you kind of have to just get it to line it up. Somehow. Goes down way easy. Just trying to make sure I don't push on anything that's gonna break. There we go. I think those were as far down as those are gonna go. Well, kind of good for now. Till I hear otherwise. It looks straight though. And those went in. Those went in. So we got them kind of the main body together. I think we might actually be doing the hood or something. I'm not for sure yet. Okay. There's that. Make sure your lines are sitting up. And these will go through here, and then you're gonna insert toothpicks to hold them in place. Then you want to cut these not flush, but you know, leave that little edge or little extras on either side. So I've got those in place. One here. And then this piece is going so. Okay. And just do the same thing on this side. Just push them all in. There. So it looks like pushing the wrong one here. Gotta grab the middle. Push it up. Now I would probably go ahead and just cut off each one as you do it, just so it doesn't get in the way. So we'll cut that one off and see if I can. Alright. So you pretty much just do that for each of the other other holes. You just push your toothpick all the way through, and then you grab it. Once you connect it through here, then you grab it in the middle, and then you can push it the rest of the way through and everything. So I'll go ahead and I'll do the rest, and I may show the last one again just so you can see that again. Alright, so I'm gonna get back. Got all those done already, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this last one just so you can see. Pushing it all the way up through. And it helps if you use the pliers to kind of press down all the way around so you don't have to fight it or anything like that. So there we go. So there's the grill. That's what we're trying to do and everything. So not looking too bad. I think the next step is to put the top on and everything. So we'll got all the pieces laid out. They look exactly the same, but there must be something different with them. Maybe the size or whatever. But what we're going to be doing is just alternating and everything. And the way to put them in is you slide it in first, and then push it in all the way, and then you push it down into the hole. If you can, there we go. And you push it down in the hole. And that's it. And you just alternate, one on this side and one on the other side. Okay. And the final one. But yeah, so there's the hood. So it don't look too bad. So we'll continue on and see what the next step is. Okay. sides here. Let's see. Oh, hang on. Okay, got that on. Now we'll put on. Okay, so you got this on and this on. Slides on the hole. Get it the right way. Okay. Okay. And put that on, and then just slide right in. Turn this around, and it looks like these go down onto this right here. I don't know why it's having such a hard time. It's going in. So, resort to my pliers here. See if we can. There we go. And there we go. All right. There. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be working on the fender for both sides. So there's enough pieces here to do 2 sets, so I'll just do the first and then do the other one off camera, but it's kind of the same as the doors where you do one and then you reverse it for the other side because you're going on either side of the hood and everything. So, and all these pieces are the same number, so it don't matter. You're just looking for the shorter end to go on the one side. There we go. Just trying to get that going. Okay, so you're just going to do that all the way down. It's got these little holes right here on the side. We're going to be putting a toothpick. It's going to go all the way down to hit all the pieces. I guess it's just to do it to hold it in place. And of course, use your adjustable wrench if it doesn't go down or whatever. Which it looks like some of these are having some issues. Also helps to have it straight. I think it went all the way down, just making sure. Oops. There we go. Okay. So it looks like all the pieces are down pretty good. And you'll kind of know when you try to stick the toothpick through and it won't go through, so just kind of start at one end, just slowly work your way through. try to get a grip on it. Try to there we go. Okay. So got that one through. And do the same for the other side. Okay. And then, as always, just cut the excess off. A little harder to get in there, but went flying. Alright, not too bad. Alright, so there's one. So when you do the other one, you just have the shorter end facing the other way with the longer poles going, just have the longer edge on the other side of these right here. So just reverse the direction, the way these look to do the other side. So, but with that, I'll do the other one and then we'll come back to put them on. Okay, so we got both fenders done. So now we're gonna put them on here, which looks like the short ends will go to the front. So that's why you gotta with it to get it to fit. Just push it in. Okay, and the front side. Okay, so now we are going to attach. You got the holes here, and you got the holes here. So looks like we're going to be putting this on the inside. Putting that on the inside and then having these on the outside. So I'm gonna just go ahead and just push this down all the way. Make it easy, and then just have to try to line up the hole. And did the same thing up here, just grabbed one of the spare pieces, just pushed it all the way down to the end. And then just inserting it and just finding, make sure it just goes in the hole, and then just push it all the way through until it's tight. Now you got your oh, it has a little lock right there. Well, then how do you, oh, there you get a little latch. That's what that latch was for. You get that little latch right here. You push it up, and then the hood comes up. And that goes right down on top of it. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and then you just got to go in and just cut off the excess toothpicks. So okay, so now it looks like it wants us to put a little rubber band around the front of it, just so it kind of collapses a little easier. So just gonna go around the little angle there with some pliers and just put it around that one, and that's pretty much it. So that'll probably, yeah, cause it to just come right up as soon as you flip the switch. So as soon as you push the switch down, or push it up, it automatically comes up. So kind of cool. Alright, so it looks like we're going to be working on the mirrors. And I already did the one because it's one of those opposite builds. It's kind of the same build, you just move the arms from one side to another. So I just went ahead and did that one, got it out of the way. Put that in. And you just get in a toothpick. And you can always just push it down all the way to the bottom. That go through. Or switch it. Make sure it's going the right way. And like so. There we go. Yep. So then you just cut off the excess. Okay, so next step looks like we're working on the exhaust pipe and a couple of the steps for either side of the tractor. So I already did one right there, so we'll go ahead and do the other one real quick. Just kind of push down on the steps to get it in there. So they actually fit pretty good. You don't have to mess with it too much. And then you push the second one down. Okay, so there's another second set of steps. All right, and then we're getting this. And then that. And the big one. So this is for to go underneath. Okay, so I've got that done. All right, so now the big one. Looks like you're just sliding them on, and then you're alternating between these two. So this one, the grooves up and down, top and bottom. This one, the angles are in the corners. So you're alternating between these two. So you're starting with this, and then you go to that. And end it with the one up and down. Oh, all right here. So we'll just put that to the side. All right, so we've got some other pieces to put on. So before we put the smokestack on, we'll put on some of these little accessories. Okay. So now we're gonna put on our steps. These go right up in here. Trick is not to push it at an angle, try to go straight up and down. There we go. Just always so worried about something breaking. There we go, okay. So those are not going anywhere. All right. Now the smokestack. Put this on its side here. Okay. Okay. So it's probably better to put this on its side because if you try to lean this down, all these are going to fall. So you definitely want to be careful with it. Put that in there like that, and then all right, that's gonna hold, and then that goes on the inside. And finally, this bottom one here. Okay. So, got the smokestack, got the mirrors, got the steps on. We're getting close to getting these wheels on. Okay, so this next step was to build the back fenders for the tractor. So this was the exact same steps as what we did for the first one. You had your two pieces on the bottom and you just laid the other pieces, the fender pieces, one at a time on top, and then you just put the toothpick through. It was the exact same. It's just, you know, one of the pieces looked a little different, so you can put this like little tail light on and everything, but you had to reverse the step, so you had one on either side, but it was the exact same thing, so I didn't want to really film that. But you can just refer back to that previous step to show, to see how these were put on and everything, but it was the exact same thing. So, but I at least wanted to show putting these on. So these go right here. Trying to make sure I don't push on anything I'm not supposed to. Okay. And it just goes right here. And I think that's good. All right. So there's the tractor as it is. Okay, so looks like we're gonna start on the wheels. And these are pretty big wheels, so this may take a little bit. I think it's like a couple different layers or something. And with these wheels, they kind of look the same, but they got little numbers down here at the bottom for each one. This is a 4 and this one's a 2. And with these, they both have number 3 to know that these go together. So you just gotta make sure you're using the right number in the right spots as you're putting these together and everything. Toothpicks in all the way through. Yep. Help me. Okay, you gotta make sure it's facing the right way of what you're doing. Okay. So now it kind of shows with you got these three holes. Kind of shows the one at the top. So I'm kind of trying to keep it like that. Okay, and you have this one. Oh, does it not? may actually be better to actually put it together, just lay it down, because you can just match the holes. And then get all the kitty hair off. So I'm trying to just match all the holes together. But this little tab is more toward the back than the front. And you want to go ahead and put these in, I'm guessing. Just see here. Oh, okay, it fits. It's just gotta get it to fit. I'm thinking these are is what's gonna hold all the pieces together. Okay. And then you got these round pieces that are gonna go over the toothpicks. Just slide right down, and they want you to put wax over the round things, the washers, and then put this over it. And push that down while you're lining up. Lining up these 3 pieces here. Push them down all the way. Oh! See? Push them all the way down. I got you now. So you still have, yeah, okay. I got it now. So I pushed down all the way because the second piece had a bigger hole to fit over the middle part of this section here. So I am going to push this all the way through because I think, yep, that's it. So you don't need the those anymore. There's just more to just spin these, see if they spin. Should have waxed the sides. I just did the ends. Okay. So we have so we got the bigger section sticking up. Yep. And you can see the end piece in the instructions. If you can see the number 4, that's what the piece you have sticking out. Okay, so we're continuing on with the wheel here. So we got the second part. So with the 4 still facing up right here, and you got your pegs where one's a little longer than the other on the back. So on the back part, we're going to be putting, make sure you can see one side just smooth and the other side's got the little ridges, like for the edge of a tire or whatever. So you're going to throw this one on the short side here, and it doesn't really matter. Pretty sure it don't really matter which holes go in where. I'm sure they're all going to line up. Yeah, the same. So just put it over the Okay. So you put that on the one side, and over here, this one's got 2 5s that it shows. So it's pretty much you're just creating some spacers. Put that on there, and then there we go. And just push them in. There you go. There's one tire. Got 3 more to go, so I don't know if it's going to be the exact same build process or what. But okay, so it looks like we weren't completely done with the tire yet. So it looks like we're actually going to do like the rim piece and everything. So I've got all that laid out right here. So pretty much we're going to be sticking some toothpicks in some stuff, which is always, you know, my favorite. See how many times I can stab myself. What you could almost do is just measure the distance of how far it's going to go through to leave you enough on the other end, and then do that for each of the other ones, and then just cut it off. Okay, so now it's flat on this side, so I can just leave it down like this, because you want to make sure to cut off the ends on the side with the actual rings, because this would be the outside part. So now you can put it in, but now you can just push this down like this. And you won't have any problems. And then you just do that for the rest of it, and it looks like you want to make sure that the holes line up, which I'm thinking that's probably the only way these are going to go on. It's this way. Like that. And like that. So you want to, it wants you to wax these 3 middle pieces, because I think they're going to be rubbing against the wheels, the little washers that were inside it here. So now what we want to do is pretty much have that go right on that inside there, have it go as far as it'll go, and then put this on the other side. Make sure it's flat, and then just push it down. And there you go. And instructions say just to make sure this spins freely, so it doesn't get cut up or anything. So that's why you're waxing everything inside of it. So with that, I'll just go ahead and trim these off on the other side here. There we go. Okay, now we're done with the tire, but you just want to make sure that middle piece spins freely, doesn't go anywhere and everything. So that's one tire. So I have a feeling the other 3 are going to be exact same way. The front ones just might be a little smaller, so I may not film that because it's going to be the same process 3 more times. All right, so we got finished the first 2 wheels. I'll just show you. So the first ones we did were actually the front ones, and all you did was you just slid them on to the axle right here. It's just easy, just slide them on until the edge went all the way to the front. So it wasn't too hard for that, but they spin pretty good. So got those on there. So now we're working on the back wheels, which are a lot bigger. So I already completed one, just to show you that. So we'll go ahead and show going through this second one. So I already For this first one, I just inserted 2 toothpicks on the smaller piece, kind of like I did on the other one. I put them all the way through, then I measured kind of how far the other pieces were going to go, and then just cut it off, just so I could lay it down and then put the other pieces on top of it to slide it down and everything. So, and it just entered 2 more toothpicks on either side of this right here. So I found out that is the best way to put things down, you know, to slide other pieces onto others, just so you don't have to worry about them sliding out the back or anything like that. So now we're getting this, and just making sure it's facing the right direction. Make sure the grooves are facing the right way. And then just get the toothpicks in the holes here. Okay. And then just slide her down. Okay. So that these ends actually still slid down just because they're not flush. So you can always get something to push them back down with beside your finger, so you're not killing them or anything. Here we go. Okay. And then we're adding this piece on here. Just slide that down. Since there's only one way to slide it down because of the holes and everything, then the holes, the cross holes should match up. Okay, and then after that, cut everything off. Okay. So push these all the way through. And just kind of where there's just like a little tip on it, and then I'll just cut it off. Just to make it easy. Okay, so now we are going, and I don't think it matters which hole that you line it up with, just as long as the wheels are going the same direction and everything. But just kind of do one side at a time, just slide it all the way down. And it doesn't really line up, but as long as it goes the same direction. I don't think none of these line up. I think they did that on purpose. Okay, so now I'll get one of these. Slide that down. Get these to line up. Get the kitty here. And then there we go. Okay. And of course, make sure that it's facing the same direction. Just pushing it down. Get that in there, and then next piece. Okay. That down. Push that down. And then facing the same direction. Yep. Okay, and then oh, that was a little tight. push it down all the way. Alright, and then go ahead and cut these off. Alright, so now what they want you to do is get 4 of the rubber bands, and we're going to be putting them on the smooth part right here in the middle. And I'm guessing they are wanting to do this to add some traction. So if it's moving on a slick surface or whatever, then you got this traction on it. So, but you just kind of put it around and just start. And just kind of push it as close to the edge as you can. Just make sure it's kind of flat too, that it's not twisted too much. I mean, you're going to get that a little bit, but some of that there's just really nothing you can do. So, but just kind of push it over. Like if there's a little twist, but I ain't too worried about it. Okay, and I'll get the second one. Okay. I think it's got a little twist to it, but that's fine. And then finally the fourth one here. You just may need to just kind of push it in there or something, just because it's, you know, may be right on top of the other rubber bands or whatever, so don't want it stacked too much. I just want to try to be flat as much as possible. So, but I don't think it matters though, even if you do maybe get it on top of another or whatever, but main thing is just get them on the smooth part. So, and there you go. Not too bad, but so, and with that, now we're gonna put these on. Or try to. So it looks like you just shouldn't matter which way, I wouldn't think. Yeah. If you want, you can just kind of put it on and not really push in on it yet. Wait till you get the other side on, because then you can kind of push it from either direction. I just always kind of look to see that the emblems are on the same side. And just push in, and there you go. And it won't go back because it's a gear shift, I believe, that you have somewhere. Yeah. So we'll mess with that later. So right now it's pretty much in a forward gear. That's why the wheels won't go back. But just want to make sure it goes forward. I think it's in neutral. It's not locked or anything. So, all right, I think we're almost done. I think we just got a couple things left to do. All right, so it looks like we're working on a couple things in the back, and I think these are the last things to do. So I already built one. Has little rubber bands on it and stuff. So we shall go through here. Build these real quick. Take a couple toothpicks. Put on the end. And then the first toothpick you will put in here, but the other one you don't. It'll go right over top of the bar here, because you're just connecting the two pieces together, not the actual bar itself, since there's no hole there for it to go into. So I'll just slide this all the way down. And then you also want to make sure the grooves here for the rubber band are in the same spot, just so you don't have to like take it off or anything. Okay, so now cut it off. Okay, so now with the rubber band, kind of the easiest thing I found would be to just kind of stretch it. Try to get the bands close together and get it in the middle, and then they should fit right on top of it. That's about the easiest way to get into it. And the instructions are kind of difficult, but it's saying you just grab the one rubber band, wrap it around the hook, and then grab the other side, which it pulled tight on me. Pull the other side and wrap around the other side of the hook. So you almost like make a crisscross. And then just pull the rubber bands around underneath. The lever here. And there you go. So not too bad. So I think one or two more steps and we're done. And so there's some toothpicks. I already put these in, just kind of pushed them in, pushed it down and everything. So you just kind of have to watch the cat. And just kind of use this to push down with. And then, oops, I'm missing something here. What am I missing? Oh, right there. Okay, and then you're gonna go through the bottom of that. And then the bottom of those two. So you kind of have like two different little sections here that you're working on. So you got that, and you can go ahead and just cut the ends off, you know. Then you're gonna take this, make sure it's facing the right way. Pick all the way down. And then you're gonna go this way. And then put that inside. And then just push this all the way through. And that's gonna go, this piece will go in between that you'll be connecting later on. But now it's just getting this initial part done. So now we got our two little pieces. Okay, so pressing on, getting this finished. And this goes like so. Okay. So now we do this. Okay. Get a toothpick. Okay, so shouldn't really matter which way it goes. It's facing the same. Okay, so I'm gonna push this all the way through, like I pretty much have been. And push that into there. And pushing this all the way through. There we go. Then you want to cut it flush with the edge right here. Make sure those are smooth, and then get this piece. Push it down. Yeah, I have a feeling this is gonna maybe get pushed up or down, I don't know. This one might be a little too tight right now. There we go. So, okay. So I believe now we are attaching it. Push these up in here. See if we can anyway. And then lock it in place with the toothpick. Hopefully, anyway. Get out this excess. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so you can raise these up and down however you want. Hi everyone, so we finally finished our Woodtrick tractor model, and now I'm just gonna kind of go around, show you a little bit some of the details, and show you it moving, the mechanical parts and everything. Just kind of go over a couple things with it. So here, got the front view of it. Got the hood, little basket on the front. Got the fenders. You got your mirrors, the doors that open up. You got the seats and the steering wheel. And the steering wheel doesn't move the wheels or anything. It's just there for looks and stuff. So, but you get that in there, and then over here on this side, this is the piece that actually turns the front wheels if you want to move it that way. So that's the piece that's used for that. So you got the steps, You got the back, huge back wheels. As you can see, it's pretty deep and everything, but I like the tread on them. Kind of helps hold, get some grip on the surface, even on a smooth surface and everything like that. And on the back, I have the drive and neutral switch right here. I probably won't even put it in neutral. I'm always going to keep it in drive, but neutral just means you can roll it back and forth if you need to. So if you put it in drive, then it won't, the wheels won't go back. It'll kind of lock in place and stuff. So you got the box here, and this is the like little plows that like go in the dirt, and they actually you know, push down, go down and up, just on what you want to do and everything. Yeah, we put those rubber bands on, but you can kind of see in the back, you can see all the rubber bands there, and ready to, you know, unwound, which we'll get that in a second. Then you got the little lights on the back here. Then the other side's exactly the same, except you got a little smokestack that we did going up. Then you got the little turnkey on the top. Of course, you know, the door opens up over here. And you look inside, see all the gauges in there, and you got a little switch in here, a little lever right there. Because once you hit it, if I can get it, raises the hood up. So I thought that was kind of a cool feature. And you see inside the little engine, see the cylinders and everything inside. So, and then when you close that, it just latches right back on. But it's just the same size as the other. So, but yeah, so a little stuff on the front. But no, it's actually a pretty fun build. So I mean, some hard parts, but as with any wooden model, you'll have your challenges and everything like that. So now I'm gonna show the mechanical part. All right, so back here in the back, you have the little lever right here, and on the top there's an S and a P, which I believe means stop and proceed. Doesn't really say in the book, but I'm just guessing that's what it is. And there's two ways. You can either pull it back, or you push it forward and it latches down into the S position. And when you do that, that locks the gear from turning while you're winding up the rubber bands. So with that in the S position, you go ahead and wind this up. And it says, you know, 10, 15 times, but I just go to the rubber band. Looks like it's about to twist on itself. I mean, really bad. And you can kind of see inside there, rubber band's really kind of twisted where it was. So, and once you do that, then with the little handle right here, kind of on a flat surface, you pull the handle back towards yourself into the P position, and then you just let it go. Oh, let's try it again. Let's try it again. Here we go. There we go. So, like I had the front wheels steering the wrong way. I had them a little crooked. Weren't straight. All right. So, as with many wooden models, you got to do it a few times just to kind of get the mechanical parts going again. So I'll try that again. Just make sure it's all good. All right. There we go. And then just to show the gears moving with it running and everything, you just kind of see it. So, but yeah, that's about it though. So just run it a few times just to get everything working really well and everything. And just a couple things to mention. This, your little drive key, the drive and neutral. I know when we put that together, you know, we had some issues getting it to move back and forth. And if you look under the bottom part here, it's this piece right here. So, and once I put it on and tried to move it back and forth, I couldn't. It was actually, I won't say stuck, but it's just the resistance from the wood or the friction. So I would probably try to either spray some silicone spray, or you can use some of the wax, or I've seen some other people use some Vaseline. I haven't tried it myself to see if that works. I may try it on the next model I do, but I heard that works pretty good as well. But you may need to lube this piece up again to get this to move back and forth a little bit more. But like I said, once I have it in drive, I'm not really going to put it back in neutral or anything like that. So, but it's just your preference. And then another thing I noticed, that, which you can kind of see it right here. See if I can get it around here. This toothpick, as you can see, there's a toothpick here that when you insert it in, you got to cut it not flush with the piece right here, but you got to leave it out a little bit so this wheel doesn't move back and forth. And if you notice over here, I cut it flush. And I think I may have done that in the actual, while during the build, going through it and everything. I may have said to go ahead and cut it flush, but you need to actually cut it with a little bit of space, excess on either side of this piece right here, just so this wheel right here doesn't move back and forth, because if it does that, it's not going to connect with the wheel that's over here. So the toothpicks on this side here and this side over here, you need to cut it to what this one looks like, just so it extends out to hold this gear into place. So that's just something I missed. It actually kind of says that in the instructions, but I just didn't notice it. So, but just wanted to point that out to you in case you have the problem with this gear right here moving back and forth and not connecting with the smaller gear right here. Then that's the reason why. That toothpick right here is supposed to hold this in place. So I'll have to go back and fix this one here. So, but that's just something I just wanted to let you know. And I noticed as I was messing with it and you know, winding it up, and I noticed that gear wasn't connecting and wasn't running smoothly and all that. So, but there she is. So with that, it was a fun build. I enjoyed it. This was only my second Woodtrick model that I put together, and the only issues I had was, you know, breaking the pieces off. Just left some little divots or little marks on the pieces, a little bit more than some of the other models that I've done. But hopefully it's just, you know, this one model that I bought, you know, maybe just from the manufacturer, they just didn't cut it as well. But I'll probably do more and just see if it's a recurring issue. But other than that, though, it was a fun build. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say too hard, but as with any of these, I mean, there's challenges with each one. So, but with that, I appreciate everybody watching, and as always, please like, share, comment, ask me questions. I'll definitely get back with you, and I appreciate you watching. So I'll see you next episode.